How much mind do you have?
19.
19. 20. Ha.
Ha. Checkmate.
Again? I lost again? Really?
Trade on Kaiser, we are fine, since she got enough value already. If he commits a
I better call SouL. So,
Hi there.
thank you very much for coming.
Thank you for inviting me.
First episode. Yeah. So maybe you introduce yourself a little bit.
Okay, I am Matteo. I'm from Turin. We are in Turin right now, and I'm a former professional player of Legends of Runeterra, and I got into Riftbound just about the game released. I've been playing card games like most of my life, but I kind of never competed on it. I was like on Riot Games competition most of the time, so video games, and I just go back onto playing paper like in just 1 year, somewhat. I was a professional player in Legends of Runeterra, which meant I played card games a lot recently. And when Riftbound was announced, I was like, I had to try the game, and it has been a very wonderful journey till today.
That's nice. How does it feel to be? What does it mean to be a competitive player?
Yeah, that's the whole thing, in my opinion. That's something I always show around, is the fact that my hobby is competing. It's playing cards, is moving around, play the game, traveling with friends, and that's the best feeling, in my opinion. Taking down tough opponents, seeking prizes. That's the reason why I play. I'm the competitive player for sure.
How was the transition from lore to Riftbound? Is there any specific difference you like or you don't like, or what you feel like is missing in Riftbound?
The thing is, Legends of Runeterra was an amazing game, in my opinion, and one of the best card games I've ever played. I've played most of the card games out there. And transitioning from Runeterra to Riftbound wasn't actually that hard, because they have some similarities. The games plays out completely differently, but one thing that Riot kept, the designers, because many people that worked on Riftbound were actually on Runeterra as well for its the last part of the Runeterra's journey, let's say. And for example, the fact that everything is an interaction, there are constant openings, and you are constantly discussing with your opponent on the battlefield, that's something that Runeterra did extremely well. And that transitioned into Riftbound, which was like the hardest part for most of the people coming from other games, maybe less interactive games, on the most famous one even. But I like the feeling that, yeah, I am sort of still playing Legends of Runeterra, when every time I do something, my opponent has his moment to shine. We see it in Riftbound mostly with the action speed, which was so hard to understand at start. It was between the distance and the sorceries coming from magic, for example. The action are a speed that lies in between, which makes the game actually so interesting, in my opinion.
What part was the longest to adapt to?
Without a doubt, the mana, the energy system in Riftbound, the runes. Runes add such a complexity layer to the game, which most of the people have yet to understand, in my opinion. Pushing power, paying power to play a card pays dividends that are absurd in a game. I have seen it. I think I have mastered the major part of the rune system while playing during Spiritforge my Irelia, because she's like the power-hungry deck by design, and you will learn the difference of a cycled rune through a more conservative turn how hard it might be, how much of a difference it actually pays off in the late game. And that's surely the hardest part, in my opinion, that you will face when playing Riftbound, when you want to step up your game plan, let's say, in Riftbound, because it's so much complex as a system. And it's so much fun also, because the rune system is what keeps the ball rolling when playing the game. So there are decks that don't care about it, they just play curve, they almost never cycle, and there are then decks that go up and down constantly, and that's where true mastery comes out. And of course, in Runeterra there was nothing like that. Runeterra was like it's like a video game. Every turn you get your mana, you're fine, and you just go up with your mana. The fact that you might go down because you're doing your full swingy turn with Mind Splitter, keeping it, untapping it with Irelia, here's where true mastery lies, in my opinion.
So you start to plan your next turn or even your over next turn in advance.
Exactly. And runes are what do that. You do that in every card game, basically, because you're like, I want to keep this card because it will be useful later on. And then in Riftbound, you also have to think about, will I have the runes to play that card later on? Because sometimes you won't.
Right, what would be the decision process to say, okay, either I sacrifice now 2 runes for a rebuke, for example, and therefore I cannot play a Mind Splitter in the next turn.
Exactly.
Against I just lose this point now and can play my Mind Splitter in the next turn.
Exactly. That's a perfect example, because we will talk about the deck list later, but the deck I brought to Lille was my Omni Irelia tech, which played Mind Splitter in the main deck. And this is a decision I find myself facing very often. And I sort of solved that in the current meta, because it was like I would never play Rebuke and always hold on to the Mind Splitter, because my game plan was like the controlled game plan. I wanted to reach the late and play the Mind Splitter first, and then the game starts to go in my direction, let's say. But yeah, that's the perfect example. Powerful cards in Riftbound will cost you runes that you won't have on the following turns, so you won't reach the threshold for playing the even more powerful cards. And that's like where truly mastering not only your deck but also the matchup really lies in the game.
So in both European regionals, you made top 100.
Yeah.
How was it?
Which is a very kind way to say that I didn't make it to top 64 by an inch, actually. And but it feels obviously I'm very happy about the result. I'm kidding. I am looking for the qualification you receive in the top 64. I'm meant to go and crush it in Utrecht, but the experience from Bologna and Lille were incredible. I'm like in direct contact with Riot, and I have had always nothing but good words to tell them. I had feedbacks, mostly from Bologna. I felt like that the Lille event was so much better than Bologna. Okay. Bologna was a great event, in my opinion. You were in Bologna as well. Yeah. It was cool. There were some problems with the judging, with the location, with the event, but it was a starting point. It was a very nice starting point, in my opinion. And Lille was even better. I mean, I am looking forward for Utrecht, because representative from Riot speaking with me were like, and we are going to improve this and that in Utrecht as well. So I really want to see how the next event will be and the event after, because the direction is great, in my opinion. And Lille and Bologna were amazing. There were plenty of players. We reached we were close to the 2,000 player mark in Lille, which is insane. We were 1,700 in Bologna. And when looking at it from the bigger perspective, getting to top 100 is a very nice result. Yeah. I was very satisfied, because like I'm no longer a pro. Now I'm just a guy who plays. Of course, I have good people around me to test with. I have the knowledge from before, but I don't spend that much time on Riftbound, as much as I want, at least, in order to be an excellence. So I'm very happy with the results so far.
In Lille, you played against Alan.
Yeah,
and you won.
Yeah, I did.
So how was it? How did it feel?
Absurd. I really have to wrap my mind around the thing yet, because it happened like 10 days ago, and I was so happy. I knew Alan, by the way. It's not like we are friends, but we used to play a lot back in Legends of Runeterra. He has always been one of the top players in the game, same as me. So we actually played on a daily basis against in Runeterra. We've also both streamed at the time, so it happened to ride each other, know each other, speak privately. So is not like a strict friend of mine, but I knew him, he knows me, we had a nice chatting at the table, it was fun. He knew the matchup he was going to play, he knows me, I knew him, so when we read the nickname, we were like, oh, so it comes down to that. So it was round 10, we were both X2 at the moment, and so, which means it's sort of a win and in from the top. If you lose that game, you are out. So that's a tough game. We both knew it was going to be a tough game. Alan also recorded the game. He had the camera on his head, so it was pretty fun. He reviewed our game together. I was with him in live talking about it. It was so much fun. And the fact that they ended up victorious was even better. We don't have the time, I feel, to run through the whole game because they were very long and complex, but I have just one thing which is incredible. I loved the gig. There were many players looking at us, and when this is exactly my legend I played, and when we go into game 3, post-siding, we shuffle each other's decks. I am very stressed in the moment, and I broke one of Alan's sleeve while shuffling his deck, and I am like mortified. I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm so stressed. It was very cool at the table.
Yeah.
People think like that a player like him is like a wall shot. Is so cool, mostly in between games. Then he gets very focused, is very onto the game, but it was so cool, it was so chill. It was like, no problem, he picked up another sleeve, put it on the card, we start playing. The third game was very tough. There were people shouting in different languages, Italian mostly, towards me. I ended up victorious with the very last card in my hand, which was a not so fast. I preserved it to the very end for the last rebuke from Alan. And then after the game, he was congratulating with me. I was so happy. People were coming to me, shining me. And then he gave me a broken sleeve, telling me that this will be my trophy for now. So I guess that the next time I meet Alan, if I lose, I need to tear apart one of my sleeve and give it to him. Now we have this thing. So this will be my Irelia sleeve for a while, I guess, because I found it very cool from him to give it to me. He knows I'm no longer a pro. I'm out of the journey he's on. I'm sort of want to go back to it, but it takes time. So it was very, very cool for me. It was a nice opponent, a very tough opponent, the toughest matchup of the day, even if I ended up winning. And yeah, the feeling is amazing. Facing such a good player is something that I would recommend to anyone that is into competition like I do, because you feel the aura of such players when you sit in front of them. From the moment your phone beeps with the matchup and you see the nickname, it's a whole rush of emotion. I hope most of the people who like to play competitively will feel one day, because that's top notch. Even better if you win.
But how do you get into the professional level? I mean, you said you played Legends of Runeterra professional. So does it mean it's like a full-time job? You forget about everything. Everything is just a game, and that's it.
Let's say that that's the best part about going pro, because not anything to think about much. People like Alan, they obviously play most of the day. Their working day is playing, and that's very cool. I add my time on it. I was like more half into content and half into testing, but I used to play Legends of Runeterra 8 hours a day at least, and best time of my life. And the professional part is just the paperwork, you know, getting paid, being safe doing the thing, doing the game. I feel it's the most important part is getting into the pro player mindset. It's more of the shift of perspective you need to make. You can approach a game like a pro even if you are not paid for it, even if you can't like do it 10 hours a day. You can still develop your own method and be in touch with your best possible self that plays the game. That's the best part. And it's also because nobody's going to pay you until you are already there. So if there will ever develop a professional universe around the Riftbound, the teams and the stuff around Riot, etc., you know it as well, you will need to get there first.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to knock at your door and say, hey, you want to go pro? You should to be already there. That's the thing. So the shift of perspective is the most important thing. And there's a day you feel you made it. I felt I made that shift when playing Runeterra. Of course, you can never go back at the point.
Yeah.
You are playing in a way that very few people do. But I used to play with people that made it like 10 years before. Alan played poker professionally before getting into TCGs. He had a professional mindset long before. And then it's a skill. It's a skill you hone. So achieving it early in your life means you have more time to hone it and go on and use it all around, because it transfers from games, not even card games, approaching the game analytically, playing to win, having a winning mentality is also what I find it's very important, and sort of stuff that pile up, let's say.
Okay. Yeah, that's right. So how would you recommend somebody like me, who's a casual player, but wants to go to play more competitive or even into professional? How should I start? With a full-time job, with family and everything? So there must be a starting point.
Yeah. There is many people ask this question, so thank you so much. I put it on a video and I will link the answer from now on, and I won't spend time answering it because yeah, that's the modern problem, because card games are a very accessible hobby on a casual level. So even a father, a man with a full-time job with a family can play card games and do it thoroughly, even if you do it casually. The thing to make the step up, in my opinion, is to play to get better. And playing to get better sometimes means playing less and trying to get better most. I'm having a workshop recently in Turin about a different game, about Lorcana, with some friends of mine who are teaching people how to do this exact step, actually. And when the speaker asked the question, what do you think you lack and you would like to see in this workshop, for example? People thought, what do you think you lack? Time, you like testing partners, a place. There are some things. And I ended up saying a thing that resonated with most people. And the thing you lack the most is method. Is a good method to improve, because improving is hard. And if you have never do that, that's the best part of the professional player mentality. You know exactly what it takes to become the best. You just need to put the work on it, because maybe you had coaches, maybe you did it once, and you know exactly which is the path. To a new player, I would recommend to streamline the process is to consume content. For example, many people, I play Riftbound a lot, but if you keep playing the wrong way, you are not going to suddenly realize and make a step up. It's useful. If you only consume content, you won't make the step up, because you are not facing the problems yourself is like when studying. We're both engineers, so we know if you study the math and you do the homework, you won't pass the exam. And card games are roughly the same, in my opinion. Studying, looking at tournaments, watching the lists, understanding side patterns, etc., are all very, very important. And most of the people skip that part. It's not the most important thing. You need to do both of them, but you start by playing and not studying, then you shift it a little bit, and when you get to my level, you study more than you play. Way more. I often I say like, yeah, this evening it's testing, and I open Discord and there are 4 other people playing in 2 different tables, and I ended up specting 2 games and discussing with people, and that's my testing. I'm not moving cards, and it helps. It helps a lot. It helps understanding different matchup. It helps understand the perspectives of people you will eventually face, but also who embodies the character you eventually face. If there's my friend who's main Draven and plays only Draven, he's very good with Draven, I want to see him playing, even if it's not my deck, because how does a 7-turn Draven hand look like? You only know by watching how the hand of a very good Draven player look like after 7 turns. It doesn't happen often, and you often don't see it if you are going to play Irelia, for example. You should be a master of your trade, but you should look at everything. So you need partners, so you need people around you, but the method is the most important thing, and that's what most people lack, in my opinion.
And when you are testing yourself, do you test in locals or online?
That's a tough question to me, because I would like to move more around locals, but I generally test online, because when I have a spare evening to play, I end up streaming, end up making some content, because I have so little time as well. So I don't play as much as I want to locals, as I end up testing more online with random people. I also like to differentiate testing. It's very important to me, because you want 2 things when testing. One is volume, in order to move cards, be confident with the deck, automatize everything of your deck. When you're playing like Irelia, which is such a mechanical deck, you also play Irelia, you don't need to think every single certain turns must be automatic. Attack the entry battlefield with Stellar Corn, give her boots, untap her, go on the second one, and conquer on the creature that has more might. You need to automatize that, and many other things when you're playing such a mechanical deck as Irelia. It's important to have that, because you're not wasting computing power of your brain when playing a 8-turn day of a tournament like it's a regional, for example. So you need volume. It's very important to feel the deck under your skin, and then you need quality. Quality is the hardest part to achieve, because you need quality people to test with, because you need to play the deck a lot. It has to be automatical, and when I do volume, I like to say that I'm ready for a tournament when I am around 90% win rate. I feel like I need to crush random people online when I want to go to a tournament with a deck. It's also very good to tweak the deck. You don't tweak on quality, you tweak on volume. You play card, and if a card is always in your hand and you never play it, might as well cut it. Maybe move it to the side deck and then cut it entirely. Volume helps with the tuning of the deck. And then there's quality. Quality is very important. You need peers, you need people to test with. There are no natural born good players that play alone. They do not exist. There is not such thing like keeping your deck list secret. If you do that, the chances that your list is terrible are so much higher than the fact that you found a serious anti-meta. You could have found an anti-meta, and the first thing you should do is to test with good people and share it with them. You might be 3 or 4 people and you go win a tournament all together. It's just fine. There is enough on the plate. Don't keep the list for yourself. Always find a group of people you feel like they are better at you with their trade, with their deck, with their tech, and you can give value to that group and stick to that group and grow with them. You don't need to necessarily pair with the best players in your city, etc. Chances are they might not consider you one of them at start. You need to climb up the ladder to achieve better testing partners.
You have to earn it.
But you will eventually, because people are not snobbish. I play with most of Italian players. There are even teams in Italy that start popping out. And I'm basically of course, with my network, I'm invited in every single Discord. I can move and test with whoever it happens. But that's also because I'm a good player. They know that they can extract value by testing against my area. They know they are going to get nice insights when playing against me. And that's the best thing. You pick one deck, you master it, and gates will open for testing and finding people, in my opinion.
So it's a win-win for everyone.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We're going to crush the French, the Germans, the others. We are a community, and that's it in every country, basically. You will always do the thing with the bros, and that's the best part. It's a sport game. It's a team game, playing cards, and that's a thing that many people don't realize, in my opinion. And this is how you get better.
Yeah. So you were also saying you're streaming a lot. So how can people find you?
Of course, /SouL everywhere. Mostly on Twitch right now. I'm streaming in Italian, but I will manage to make some more content in English. And then there's a YouTube channel you probably should know because it makes informative content about Riftbound, and it's just SouL Riftbound.
Yeah.
Very easily.
Yeah, I love your videos.
Thank you so much.
You're explaining everything very well. I learned a lot from how to think like a TCG player. Yeah. And also you have your MetaFi, right?
Yeah.
Your Irelia guide.
I also do have a MetaFi. There are many free guides that you should look because I like to go to the in-depth nerd shit the card games are made of. Written because it gets a very heavy video if I start to speak about. But if you want to make the next step, MetaFi is the place. There are many free guides, and I made 2 or 4 of them, and I feel like that you need to have those concepts in your hand if you want to improve. They are like bookwork when you're playing chess. You need it. It's annoying the first time, but once you have it in your brain, you start filtering, you're testing your improvements through that knowledge, and it gets so much better. Right now, the only paid content on my MetaFi is about my area guide, which won quite a lot in the second set. So that's it if you want to give me some bucks, but everything else is entirely free. Everything I make in general is free, and it will be also forever and ever on YouTube and MetaFi. And that's it.
So now Unleash is the next set.
Yeah.
And I'm completely overwhelmed with how many new cards there are. New tech and so on.
My God.
How quick can you realize there's new meta evolving?
Yeah, the thing is also Riftbound pushes so much cards out there. I was like, I'm getting a little bit in touch with Lorcan, as I said before, and they were like, yeah, but Riftbound has a few cards, and they're like, yeah, but 80% of them are playable, actually. And they were like, oh no, in Lorcana, like 1 card out of 5 is actually playable. And the other one, I was like, cool pictures. I was like, no, Riftbound is not like that, because cards have text. Every single card. And it's a thing I've noticed from the very first set in Origin, which was about twice as big as a set in a common card game, in modern card games. So Riftbound is releasing bigger sets with mostly playable cards, at least the first time you read it. Then you realize, yeah, this will never find spot because there's a better thing, but it takes time. It takes a lot of time, and adapting is very hard. The process me and my peers do is always the same. We pick up a deck, we feel it's cool, we try the first deck, and we play it against the best deck of the previous meta. I've played a lot of Irelia set 2 against LeBlanc, against Drengar, and the Lilia, and Simmer, and every single deck we felt like it will be strong, a potential top tier on the next set, should be able to match the Raven and match Irelia set 2, obviously. Yeah. And then we tested Draven set 3 and Irelia set 3, and they are busted right now because they printed such strong cards. Baron Nashor in Irelia is absurd, and the Bone Skewer, the Pike Hook, is insane inside Draven at the very least. And so I fear that Unleashed will have a very similar matchup spread in the tournament. I can't wait to be in Utrecht. I want to play the set 3 so much.
Do you think it will have a big impact on how the meta is now with Spirit Forged, or do you think it will just be a bigger meta?
I think both of them. The impact will be big because they're printing strong cards. The purple decks is a game-defining card. I don't see any purple deck not running the new Vex, at least in sideboard. At the very least. First of all, she stomps Irelia. She enables the fact that if you rebuke Irelia, your opponent can't accelerate her and play it on the top of your head after you are fully tapped, because you feel so confident when you have a Vex in the battlefield and you are fully tapped. Your opponent can do so little. She locks out your opponent and she's out for mana 4. She has no downside. This is such a strong card, and that Vex alone will shift the meta. She won't even be a pricey card because she comes out from the structured deck of Vex, so she won't be even pricey. Everyone should play the 3 of her in every single purple deck. But so there will be for sure a bigger meta. Many decks will come into play. They printed strong legends. LeBlanc is very strong, Lilia is very strong, Pike, we are finding a way to play Pike. Rengar felt better, he's not that strong as we thought, but still his signature spell, Tree of the Ante, is an insanely good card. I feel he will find a spot, but at the same time, Irelia and Draven are so good. So I feel that they will keep at least a tier 2 spot in the game. A friend of mine whose nickname is Nurov, he won back-to-back the first 2 big online tournaments that have been made in set 3, played Draven. Because he is just so good and easy to build. He transitions so well into the set 3. Irelia also gets good cards. The Baron Nashor is one, the Vex is another, but also the battlefield. After they took down our beloved Dreaming Tree, Abandoned All is like pure insanity. The new battlefield is coming out with Unleashed. So I feel the meta will be wider because so many cards are out there, so many strategies are okay to be played. Draven and Irelia are strong, but still you can play around them, you can counter them. We saw that. Lille's just been over, and Azir won the whole thing. A deck that we thought it was a tier 2, but I knew that not the guy, but I know the team it comes from. There's an Italian player among them, which is a friend of mine that used to test with me. And he told me they had a very good feeling about the Azir. He wasn't there for winning a meta card, he was there for winning the whole thing, and he ended up doing it. So this game is very hard to explore, is so complex. Cards have text, most of them, 90-80% of them. So the meta is surely getting wider, and we shall see what happens. It's very, very hard to predict, in my opinion. I'm testing Irelia set 3. She's strong. I will surely give her a try in some online tournaments for now, and I'm still not locked in for Utrecht, obviously. I'm looking also at Pike, Vex, and Diana are my go-to for the next set for now.
So you're not locked in yet?
No, not yet, not yet.
Okay, so maybe we will see you on a different champion.
Maybe.
Oh,
that was the plan, actually. Before I saw how strong Baron Nashor is in Irelia, and also fun. I love the idea of playing the gigantic monster in the field. I'm still a cool kid when playing cards.
It's actually amazing. Yeah, if you play Irelia, you ready your legend every time you conquer, right? And then you move from battlefield to battlefield, making 3 points per turn.
People are running purple decks with Baron Nashor right now, and they put boots in order to synergize with the Baron Nashor. We already were playing boots because are insane in Irelia. So Baron Nashor fits so well. It's a pricey card. We shall see the meta. I'm struggling, for example, against Lilia, which is a very strong aggro deck. She's very quick. You might end up losing the game around turn 4 against Lilia. Got locked out of the battlefield. She holds and win at the starting of her 5th turn. It's absurd. But apart from the very quick Lilia deck, I'm not finding tough opponents for the Baron National Irelia. So we shall see. We shall see.
So now we talked about the meta. We talked about skills. What is the most important part, the meta or the skills?
The meta is the instrument you express your skill through, in my opinion. Not you can't be the genius cracking the code, in my opinion. Not today. There was a time you used to play card games long ago, I feel, and there was a time it was a thing. You end up finding the deck. It happens once to me and my friends as well back in Yu-Gi-Oh! The anti-meta that kinda wins against everything, while at the same time your opponent doesn't know what the hell you are doing onto the board. But now with net decking and internet and influencer and the meta-fi, etc., it's not longer a thing. You can find that tech card, the one single card that turns the tides of a battle, and which is still a cool thing, which is wonderful if you like deck building, etc. But in my opinion, mastering a meta, playing a solved meta, playing your way, expressing your knowledge and your skill into the meta is what shows that you are a good player. It makes sense saying that, yeah, I don't like this meta. It just happens. For example, I picked up Irelia when nobody was saying that she was the toughest, the top on the spot. They were tier list putting her in C tier at start. I wanted to play her because she was Irelia, because it's the way I like to play this game. It's the purple-green whole thing. And then she's strong, and then you master it, and then you're insane the meta, and then you're talking matchups. So you need both things. The most overlooked skill, in my opinion, is the mindset, which is something I like to talk about. But that's it. You cannot overlook one of the two. You need both. You need to be a good player, and you need to fit in the meta.
What did you play in Origins?
Yasuo.
Yasuo.
Of course.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I did.
So you played a little Irelia.
Yeah, I played the balanced version of Arelia, which, by the way, if they gave me Defiant Dance on Yasuo, I would have crushed with the fact. The fact that Last Breath is unplayable was the major issue. But yeah, by the time I was playing Yasuo because I knew that there wouldn't be a major tournament in Europe. I knew that Yasuo was not even at tier 2 probably. So I ended up saying, you know what, I will have fun on set 2. I'm not going to Houston, was back then the tournament in America. I will have fun, we go to locals, people know me in Italy. I want to be the cool guy, I'm not going to build the Mastery or the Kaiser. I prefer to chill. Because the online tournament that mattered to me, that mattered to my stream, etc., I tryharded on them. I played a lot of Kaiser actually in set 1. It was the deck I wanted to play, but I also played Aurora Master Yi. I wanted to explore the game. The game was new. I played every single strategy was there. The only top tier deck I didn't really touch was the full aggressive NA, which is not my style at all, but I played everything else. Every version of Master Yi, the evolution of Kaiser. A friend of mine I streamed with has been the best Italian Kaiser for a long time, so I tested a lot with him and we felt Kaiser was the best call. But then, yeah, I brought Yasuo to 3 skirmishes, which I ended up 3 times in top 8 and then I lost to 2 Kaisers because the matchup was impossible back then. But yeah, purple green is the way for me. Always has been.
Okay, so you would say like if you're on the high skill levels in the meta is a little bit more important than on the low A.
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Yes.
A skillful player will always win against a lower skilled player. In a skillful game like Riftbound, I play Yasuo and I always ended up top cutting my skirmishes. I never won any of them. In fact, I had no buy in Bologna. Because I played the major tournament in Bologna, but I had not the buy. I played round 1 because I didn't have a deck to win the buy because I only had Yasuo. I could borrow a Kaiser. A friend of mine told me, oh, get my Kaiser and go play the skirmish and get the buy. I was like, oh, I don't like, go play the sweaty deck, and so yeah, I just played round 1 in Bologna, and that was it.
Yeah, what I didn't like was each single game you had in set 1, each single game was against Kaiser.
Yeah.
In set 2, each single game was either Draven or Irelia. So you had to prepare just for those 3 decks, right? So, and why I didn't play meta is because I struggled a lot with mirror matches. Yeah, so I lost, I think, each single mirror match I played until now. That's why I want to play a mirror match with you.
Oh, okay.
So I would love to see how you play your Irelia against mine.
Okay, let's see. I had some success in Lille in mirrors because I won 4 out of 5 of them I played, but I ended up losing the very last mirror match I played on round 11 against a very good German player, and that was actually the game that kicked me out from the top, losing a mirror. So let's move. Okay, let's move.
Yeah. So you're usually just cutting, or
No, I usually shuffle my opponent deck. That's how I ended up breaking a sleeve from Alan.
Yeah.
I started doing it because, yeah, people might cheat. So in major events, I'm a super cool guy. At locals, I never shuffle anything, but that's a 0.
Yeah, that's a 0.
Your dice goes from 0 to
11. That's the original. That's original Riftbound dice.
It's the first time I make a 0 with the dice. That's insane.
Everything in first time.
Okay, you decide. A thing I haven't said is that I won only 1 die roll in entire Lille. Actually, I won 2 die rolls if we consider the Pro Regional. I won 1 die roll in the first 6 games of the Pro Regional, and then in the Regional, over 13 rounds, I won 1 die. In my 7th round on day 1, that was like, okay, I am defeating statistics today, but
That's a great start.
that's not a great start, yeah, exactly. So you decide who goes first.
Yeah, I think I will go first.
That's a correct thought. That's
Yeah.
very good. Oh,
So in mirror match, my goal is always to have more runes than my opponent. So this is my first goal.
very important.
My second is to remove whatever you have.
Yes, if you can,
Yeah.
of course.
Which I very often can do, but I still lose. Yeah, so let's see.
It's pricey removing cards from Irelia because you generally end up deflecting when charming the Irelia, so it's difficult to mix the 2 things you just said.
Yeah.
There's also another important thing, which is probably the first, because if you only want to stay up in runes and remove whatever I play, you might as well play second. The reason why you play first is that tempo and attrition on board are also 2 very important factors, and this is a game that is won mostly by swinging and by draining resources from your opponent hand, because Irelia is a deck good at attacking and not at defending, but in the mirror, sometimes you are called for a defense. You must, because the person starting generally has the edge, since they are the first one attacking, are the first one developing Irelia, etc., etc. So defending in the mirror is an important part, which is why you need to learn attrition, tempo, and why it's important to stick on even points, developing the Vex, threatening the rebukes, etc. My deck was very particular. I played my personal unique sort of deck, which I called Omni Irelia, because I felt like I can play every single matchup in the optimal way, because I shift gears after deciding into more of an aggressive version or more to a controlish version, depending on what I want to play. The only game I am playing a below average deck is the first one, which is why I'm playing Zone Warrens, which helps me fixing whatever I do not want in my hand or anything. And that was the, let's say, the philosophy I brought to the tournament that really paid off, in my opinion.
Yeah. That's why I also think Zone Warrens, because it's a mirror match, so I need different answers depending on how the board state is.
Yes.
So it made me feel like, okay, I have to switch through my deck very quick to find those answers.
It's a good idea. It's the same.
So about the mulligan.
Yeah.
I know some people are saying the game is won or lost by mulligan already. Yeah.
It is.
So if I don't mulligan, I tell you already a lot about what I
Yeah, you do.
right?
And that's another important thing people don't do. You on the die roll, you have just one major disadvantage in the game. You are the first one to tell how much cards you mulligan.
Yeah.
People always forget about that at the table. I don't know why. It's a tell. If you say full keep as Irelia, I am so much information. You have Stellacorn, for example. You have a starter. And so if my end is just to drop no Stella and I feel like I want to mulligan one, I immediately mulligan two. Because I need to find Stella to match your Stella, for example. And yeah, that's a very good observation.
So now let's say I have a hand which I want to keep.
Yeah.
Should I still mulligan?
Oh, because of a bluff, you mean? No, I don't think so.
No?
I am very confident in power of the aura you generate at the table in the moment you say keep to your opponent.
Okay.
I like it. If my hand is good, even if there's a card that I might want to move, I will end up say keep. I prefer the exact opposite, actually. It's probably more of a ego thing, I don't know.
Okay.
But my hand is good, I will keep. Maybe I have one discipline too much in my hand, but
Yeah.
it's a card that cycles. I don't want to mull. I keep. That's my idea.
Okay. Well, I keep.
You keep. I mull too because my hand sucks. Okay.
Okay.
You go. Best of luck.
Best of luck. So let's see. Yeah, I didn't bluff.
Okay, you didn't buff. I channel, I draw. I have 3. I play find your center. I ramp. I draw.
What I also see a lot player during the opponent's turn, they still look at their cards,
Yeah.
right? Would you do something like that? Or are you saying, okay, I put down and focus 100% on what my opponent is doing?
Oh, I don't know about. I know people are very. I don't even know to say focused, but even obsessed with this sort of behavior at the table, etc. I feel like that every single person is different and it's a spectrum. And one thing I love to playing against Alan is that we are the exact opposite because I'm very talkative when I'm at the table. I feel like I am very confident at playing a game while I speak, and I feel I gain more information from chit-chatting with my opponent than I will ever receive by just looking at him silently. While Alan is playing poker, is fully silent, he only declares the things he does, he misses nothing, he is super clean, and it was insane seeing us because I was like declaring everything. Then, of course, I don't like to be annoying at the table. I saw him wanted to play silently and stay very focused. I made just a couple of comments here and there, he laughed, and it was there. But if my opponent is okay chatting, I like it. I've been streaming for 10 years, so I'm very good at playing while chatting. So I don't feel that those behaviors really change, really advantage you. It's just who you are. Do the thing that helps you stay focused. As you not make mistake, as you look for your opponent, if he's cheating or if he's, up to something. But at the end of the day, be yourself, be your best self at the table.
I see.
That's my opinion.
Okay. Perfect. Awaken.
Yep.
Beginning and channel. From on. So. So I see you have full 4 runes, go to 6. So that means you could play already Irelia next turn.
Exactly. That's a very important thing.
Which would tell me you have nothing better in hand.
For
That
example,
also means you are vulnerable.
there is only one better thing than Irelia next turn, which is Stellacorn, basically, because you cannot develop Irelia this turn. One of the best things that this card does when going second is putting you in this situation where you're making these considerations. I am open on Irelia next turn, and I will end up developing Irelia 1 turn before you, even if I'm going second. That's the power of Find Your Center in the mirror match, and that's the reason why I was 100% sure I was going to play a Find Your Center build in the deck. Even if I then ended up making my crazy brew, but I was sure I wanted to play Find Your Center. And then my splitter and then everything, because the spot it puts you in is so good.
That's true. And it also gives you an extra card, right?
Yes, I draw a card.
Yeah, that's great. Okay, yeah, so what will I do? I will move here.
Yep, you conquer.
Yeah, and get my first points.
Yep.
Discard. Yeah, that's a point. I think really I have a good hand and I don't want to discard.
The only downside from some war is
So I discard one.
oh, I see an unguard being discarded.
Yeah.
That tells me a lot.
What does it tell you?
That you have a very packed end. You have 100% a defy, 100% a charm, 100% a defiance, most likely a discipline, and I don't know anything else. Okay, that's the thing is telling me. If I'm right about 80% of what I said, the game is hard.
I show the camera.
So the camera, so
Well,
people knows. Perfect.
So you can check later.
Yeah, I will.
I tap 4 and I play a star point.
And this was expected since you kept.
Exactly.
Moving on. Okay, I tap 4. I play a Stunacon as well. And then I just pass.
FK. I get one point for holding.
Yep.
And go to 2. Channel and draw. So that you have the Stellar Corn now makes me nervous. Even I have one.
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like if you cannot remove the Stellar Corn, return it was played after, it becomes a big problem. Right?
Makes sense.
And at the same time, I want to protect my Stellar Corn.
Yep.
I
I also want to extract value out of her as soon as possible because you play there, you pay there, and you don't want her to stick to the base like ever. Even if it means that next turn I move my Stella, I trade yours, you could be completely fine. Sometimes in the matchup, in the mirror, overcommitting on the Stella Corn is a way to lose. For example, if you have a very good hand, a turn might be move Stella Corn, draw this card, develop Irelia, pass with 1 rune open, which is like condemning your Stella Corn to death, but you are playing with full tempo, you are at 2 points, you keep Irelia and Power on your backside, and you are more than fine. It might be a play sometimes in the mirror.
I see. It makes it even more difficult. More to consider now. But yeah, I think I will do that. I will go here.
You move and draw.
I draw.
Yep.
Exactly.
I do nothing.
Okay. I get the points.
Yep.
I discard and draw 1.
Yep.
I will move back with my Poro. And now let me think. I think I will play
Bulls. That's good.
That's a question I have because I was very afraid it's a regionals to do anything like this. So now I tap 3 green.
Yeah.
So now I want to equip it.
Oh,
Is it okay to ask if I can switch like this?
Actually, you do. Your opponent might say no, but you might call a judge for it. And as far as I know, it's not a major change of board state. It's something that doesn't give away information. You didn't gain any information from me. And as far as I know, a judge will tell you you can do that.
Okay.
I'm not 100% sure about that, actually, which is why I always tap runes alternatively. In most of the times I tap 1 purple, 1 green. I generally order them in the table like that because I don't want to end up with this error. It costed me 1 energy in Bologna, that play, and I risked to lose a game because of that.
Yeah.
But I feel like a judge would just say, yeah, do that.
Okay. Okay. So you're okay with me doing
Yeah,
that?
you do
Okay.
that.
Perfect.
Awesome.
Because I want to equip
Yeah, the Stella.
to the Stellar Corn,
Yeah,
and then I want to use my legend.
makes sense.
And
Yep.
ready?
Yeah,
I'll recycle this too.
yep.
And I want to move back
Yes, makes sense.
and draw one for the move.
Yes.
So now I'm at 4 runes. So I derammed actually a little bit. Do you still think it's fine?
Yes.
I'm 2 points,
You are ahead. You're at
3
3.
points ahead. Yeah.
I am at 0 actually.
Yeah.
But you are playing the long game. You are going for value. You are adding points. Everything is good. The worst thing that might happen is that I develop my Irelia, eventually charm your Stellacorn, find a way to solve her. But still, that play would cost me runes on my own.
Okay.
So you are pretty fine. And also, this Stellacorn already drew you 2 cards. If I charm her, it draws 3. She paid an insane dividend, and you are way ahead in the value curve right now. We're still lacking our runes, but it's okay because you have the tempo of a turn. You are 2 points ahead, 3 points ahead of me actually, which means that you are at least 1 turn ahead of me in I don't know how to say in the energy curve, let's say, if it explains. So it's more than 5. To me, you did a very good play. If this is the best way you have to protect your Stellacorn, is great. Even better if you can do something with those 3 runes. Like develop anything or, play a GA and stuff.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, but I don't have fun.
You don't have it, it's okay.
So, continue.
22. Yeah, for example, if you had a GA, you could develop GA, do this, and go back with the Stellacorn with the GA on the Stellacorn. That was probably the best play you could ever make in the spot. Before the turn, I channel, I will have to move here, I draw a card for the Stella.
Yep.
I conquer, I make my first point, I discard a card, which will be the second Stellacorn. I draw 1 for the zone warrants. I do 3, I play boots, I give boots to the Stella, and yeah, 2 rooms, okay. Untapper. I would like to gank here, Shimo they draw. I make a point, I discard a card, I should be find the center, and draw 1. I would like to tap 2, play die Turner, and Turner back. She moved, and I draw a card.
Amazing.
So I basically just matched your play.
Yeah.
And it was a bit better because I ended up having more runes. So I still maintaining my 2 rune lead I had because I went second +1 find your center and basically draw a ton of cards. So we are playing the same game at this moment. I pass, you might untap, you might go, and now this is the spot you must develop Irelia. Because my next play is 100% Irelia, and you don't want me to develop her before you, because otherwise we are playing the same game, but they have also the advantage of developing Irelia first. You need to press the advantage. Your only advantage right now is the fact that you are adding points. You want the 4th point, at least, in order to play the even way to make 4, 6, 8 and finish off the game. Best is if you have at least 1 defy in your hand to defy my charm. I have drawn a lot of cards, so there's the risk. You play Irelia, I attack, I charm her, you defy, I defy or defy. You're open in this situation, unfortunately, but if I were in your place, I would still gamble it, because if I end up developing on my next turn Irelia and bring my things back after moving to 4, or even committing them, I don't care, and moving to 4, if I end up being at 4, you're at 4, but I have Irelia already developed, and you need to waste your next turn for it, you end up losing because you go 2 behind in tempo. So there's a slightly chance I can kill your Irelia. I will still take it, unless you have a very strong turn in your hand I'm not aware of right now. Depending on, I don't know, a second Stellacorn, Guardian Angels, but I think I will still go for the Irelia. because the tempo is so important in this matchup.
Okay, yeah, that's true. I will follow your advice. I will play Irelia.
Just one thing. You first want to attack with fully open runes.
Okay.
You want to make the 4th point. You have 2 ways. The first one is the poro on the zone. I would do nothing unless I have Ride the Wind, but at that point I'm almost fully tapped. You can answer, you kill my Stellacor, so you're most likely sure I won't be playing Ride the Wind this turn. If you do that, I might, because you are fully tapped at that point. So you first do the conquering, you ensure you got the 4th point, which is very important, and then you decide what to do, which will be probably Irelia.
Okay.
You also had the chance of moving the Stellacon here and conquering and killing one of my pieces. It might be a good play, considering that you have drawn a lot, and if I invest something to kill your Stellacon, which I must actually, because my Stellacon is a 5, your Stellacon is a 5, you are freeing your boots, and so Irelia will receive the boots, which is also a kind of important thing in order to push to the 8th point. If you go for the Stellacon here, you also go for the Poro here, gain 1 more point, which wouldn't matter much, probably, going to 5 instead of 4. But still, you fully commit. In order that you are asking me for more energy, more runes, more resources to clear your board. If I don't, you hold for 6, go back on the next turn, and you are fully staffed to win. The first player reaching the 6th point in the area mirror wins most of the times, especially when we have our hands with plenty of cards. It's very hard for Area to not win when she's such a good deck at attacking and such a weak deck at defending. We are playing the same deck. So reaching the 6th point first is so important. We are basically playing a race. After you generate enough value in the matchup, you are playing a race, which is why tempo is also very important. That's the whole picture, in my opinion. Okay?
So, but that would also mean, let's say I would move now as a pro here.
Yep.
Yeah. So, you know that I can still, or that I have to develop Irelia this turn. So you could try something which forces me
to use runes.
Yeah.
For example. Yeah.
So in that case, would it better for me to say then, okay, I don't take support. I will get a draw for the Lonely Pro anyway if you kill it.
And still develop Area. For example, the perfect way, even if your end is blind to me, my play would be go here and see if my opponent plays the Ride the Wing, which in my opinion is a blunder, for example. So let's say I do that. Okay, you lose a power, you draw a card, and then you just Stellacon here, develop Irelia, and you're more than fine. I'm behind in point. You hit the 4th, which is the most important. There is no card that can match the Stellacon here. Of course, that's Defiant Dance, but if I Defiant Dance, you can play the Defiant Dance on your own, and that is terrible because you, for example, you might untap the Stellacon, so you still win the combat, you also go back. I have played the Defiant Dance, I cycle down my runes. I will develop the area first, but I'm going down in runes, so my advantage is barely gone. You have more points than me, and then you are fine developing the area later, because I am just catching up on you. I'm not overcoming you. That's the important part. So every scenario that opens is good for you, even if I come here contesting, which is why I don't play anything in this spot.
Okay, then
Zone Warrants.
This resolves?
Yes, you got to 4. Zone Warrants resolve.
What does that tell you that I discard a hard bargain?
It isn't a very good card in the meta, in the matchup when I am having plenty of runs.
Okay.
It's okay. I feel you have at least a not so fast in your hand, because that's the only answer you could add to a rebuke, which is very crucial in the matchup. I feel discarding the bargain is a mistake if you don't have a not so fast in your hand, but which is the only thing that it tells me. It tells me that you have not so fast in your hand. That's it. You went to 4. And now this is a very important decision, in my opinion, and I am not entirely sure. It depends on your end, depends on what you want to do. If you want to push the Stellacon here for draw and cycle more, I would probably do that at this point, because we are no longer playing the value game. You have generated enough value. Stellacon is still applying pressure, is still asking me cards. So I would probably do that. anyway.
I will not do it
Okay.
because somebody, you,
Mm-hmm.
told me in one of the YouTube videos
Yes.
that fourth point is more important than the fifth point.
Yeah, and that's exactly true. And that's the thing we said before. Going 4 into 6 into 8 is the way you eventually win, which is why you are thinking about it. If you were at 3 and this was the fourth point, it was no questions asked, run into the battlefield, get the point, let the Stella die, who cares? And you are still preserving a 5 might unit in your base, which can swing later on with the Irelia you're developing now, which is for sure a good situation to be in.
And I'm also thinking, because if I develop Irelia now, which I will do,
You go down to 1 rune.
I go down to 1. So if my Stellarchon would be now on one of the battlefields, I just have 1 rune to protect it, right?
Yeah.
While when I wait 1 turn, I have my full board back.
You in fact would give up the star. You are more than fine to letting her die if you move her here. That's what you are deciding. Because even if I come contesting and you have a Defiant Dance to answer, you don't do that because on the other hand, I could play, oh, Defiant Dance, I do the Defiant Dance as well and then charm your area and you lose the game on the spot. So, of course, Stella from here means she's dead because you want to develop the area now. That's 100%.
Okay, then I pass to you.
Okay. So I untap, I channel, I hold, I go to 3, draw a card. And my turn is what I told you. I move here, I draw a card.
Yep. You conquer.
Yes.
I draw 1 for the
I go to 4.
last nail.
Yes. I discard draw. Mine is so good. I discard. This and draw. I go into 4. This goes back. I tap 2 and play turn on the Stella. She goes back, she moved. I draw a card. I tap 5 and develop area as well. Because whenever your opponent develops area, is putting a clock onto you, onto the game. When area is up there and I pass and you untap everything, Area will conquer twice every turn. She's so strong at attacking, you have boots, so there are no doubt you will make 2 points a turn from now on. My idea here is, you have no Guardian Angel, you have no Zonias for now, so you need to come in and you need to get out. Otherwise, I'm gonna enter and kill your area, which is a very good spot for me. If you play something to preserve her, like a Zonia or a Guardian Angel, and you leave her on the battlefield, I'm still fine because I can come in, kill her with my area, which gets big, and then charm your area. I have a lot of cards, you have a lot of cards, it will end up being a battle on the stack, obviously. So that's the game we are about to play. You have an advantage, which is the fact that you are untapping your area first, right now, which is obviously the advantage we were speaking about before, but still, I have more runes, I have plenty of cards in my hand, and I have more might develop on my board. Oh, that's the game we're playing.
That's true, but now you are also quite vulnerable for a charm from my side.
Yeah, I have 1 rune.
Yes,
You
have one
Defy. Yeah.
One Defy.
And you might have the Defying response.
Yeah.
Which costs you a lot of runes and opens up situations.
That's true.
I might have kept more open runes and not played that I turned it, rotated the Stellacorn, but as much as it is odd, this deck is so good at attacking that even if you capture my Irelia now, I might be able to overpower your Irelia later on. Thanks to Stellacorn and the might I have on my board and the cards I have in my hand, I feel confident about it. That's also a reason why I am okay if you use a Charm Defy to kill air. And also you are paying 1 deflect, you're going down 3 runes while I am not cycling anything.
Okay. Yeah.
You always draw first, yeah.
Yeah, I draw first.
I do nothing.
Okay.
You also conquer. Activated some warrants.
Interesting. I think I never had it so good before.
That's the perfect moment.
What do I discard here? Okay, I will
Okay.
another one.
Yep. You went up to 5.
5? Ah, yeah, and my Irelia. So at this point, I forgot to
Yeah.
put,
In a tournament, that should be too late because you gained information and your opponent might say no.
Okay, let's try this with the tournament rule. Okay, so
I'm an asshole and I say you didn't declare the array on untap, you attacked, yeah, you're a fault.
So what I will do now is you have one rune up, so you cannot come in with anything.
No.
So I will just try to
You
go
conquer.
here.
I do
Okay.
nothing. You have to 6.
I go to 6.
Do the thing.
I will discard and draw.
Yep.
Whew. Changes the game a little bit. What will I do here? I will. I want to. Yeah, I will do that. I will play it safe.
Yes.
I just want to switch
Yes.
those two.
That's a good play. Because you're not leaving there on the battlefield, you're not going to commit resources as a Saviner. The thing about Eterna is that this is the cheapest way to take your units out of the battlefield. That's the only reason why it gets played. Flash is better because it takes out 2 units, but then it is not a body that you can play on turn 1. That's the power of this card.
Yeah, yeah. And then I will. So this is now this mathematical game, right? So now to calculate very quick in your few seconds you have during a turn, some might have some minutes, to calculate how many runes do I really need to keep up for
Your in turn.
Yeah. So in my head, I'm just loud thinking now, is you will have a charm. So I will have to have a defy for that.
Yeah.
Then I will have to have an answer for your defy.
Yeah.
Or for a second charm.
Yeah. So not so fast gets eaten and yeah.
And then actually, if I can deal with that, then there is nothing more I should be worried about, right?
No, exactly.
Because I don't think that you will have 3 charms on your hand. If you have, then you're lucky.
And then you will not play around it anyway.
Yeah.
Your opponent is an asshole in the case and nothing matters anymore. The best card that you might have now in your hand to develop, and I would definitely play, will be Guardian Angel.
Okay.
Guardian Angel and give it to Irelia here is important because it plays around the charm enough, you would say, and it sets her up for the next turn.
So that means, I have one.
Okay.
So then the play with the Tide Turner is still good? Or would it have been better just to Guardian Angel and then use the Legends?
So you're keeping more runes by playing the Titan. Yeah, Titan is kind of ugly right now. You could have either discarded it for the Zone Warrens, or since you are going to play a battle on the stack, as we said, the more you're at 6. Next turn you're winning the game, most likely. Unless you have everything in your hand to answer what I will throw at you. More rules means you can play one more card. You have plenty of cards in your hand.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
wasting the Titan here is no problem.
Okay.
That's the thing.
Good. So now I will protect this and pass to you.
Okay. And tap everything. Irelia triggers. She gets +1. I channel everything. I tap everything. I channel. I draw. I'm at 4. Yeah, it makes sense. Okay. I move here with Stella. I draw a card. I conquer, yes.
Yes, you conquer.
I go up to 5. I discard draw. I discard a charm. And the reason why is that now your Irelia is a GA, so there's no way I will ever kill her this turn unless I have double charm and 300 defies, etc. So the way I want to win when I discard a charm in this situation is did I draw? I didn't draw for the discard draw. The way I want to win is I want to stall your Irelia next turn.
Okay.
I want to be sure I can stay above in points, in my points, and that's it.
Okay.
This is how I'm going to play I'm going to gamble my odds, because how many cards do you have in your hand?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so 8.
8. There is also my dear Mind Splitter in my hand, which is another way I might win, and it will be throwing a Mind Splitter at you, looking at your hand, discard the most important card you have, and win out of it. My question is, do I want to do that? And I think not, because I have so much runes, I have so much cards in my hand that wasting everything to play the Mind Splitter isn't the correct way. I give GA to Irelia, she becomes a 7, I swing her to Zone Warrens, and I'm a 7 onto 5. Now, there's one important thing. Every single rune you strip out from me this turn will pay off dividends in your turn. So, Discipline is a very good card you might play here, because I'm a 7, you're a 5, and Discipline costs you no cards in your hand.
Exactly.
And obviously you will never win this fight, but your goal is to strip runes from a backline.
Okay.
And you should definitely do that if you can.
I will answer that with a stack deck first.
Okay, you resolve it.
Okay. And yeah, and I will. Wait a minute. So now I have a discipline. I would play the discipline, but you have so much runes up.
But you don't
So, oh yeah, I have a GA.
So you have a GA. And you will still keep one open rune for charm. So
Yeah.
you play the discipline. Yeah, discipline is very good because the Stellacon gets a +2, she goes up to 7, and you are asking me for one more card.
Exactly.
And I will give it to you. I must. And that card is... Yeah, it resolves you draw. And the card is... This card is Angad. On me as well. This goes up to a +5. And now I'm out of your reach. You would never commit a Defiant and Seer, get hooked into the Deflex. You need them to win the big fight, the next one. So you are more than okay accepting this. Even if you have runes, you keep the rune open for the Defy, etc. I conquer, I go up to 6. I discard 1 and draw 1. And I move here. And I just pass.
Okay. So now I have two options. Either I go to the a little bit easier to conquer, maybe. But you could have rides the wind, which makes it then much more difficult for me to get over.
Yep.
Or
But Ride the Wind is still soaking me 2 runes. So
that's true.
that's not that bad. Also, you shouldn't forget your area again, because this turn, might will be very important this turn.
That's true. Always forget that.
Very bad for a Irelia player.
No.
No, at locals nobody will ever say anything, but at tournaments you need to declare it. It's a trigger like everything else.
So my Irelia is 6. Yes, Danacorn is 5. You could, in theory, come over with Rides the Winds, which makes your Irelia 6, 7. 7, right? 5 plus 2.
Yes.
Yeah, 7. So it would be 12. Then you would be at 5 runes open. Would still mean a lot. But I have a GA.
Yeah, exactly. Losing one fight isn't that bad from you, because you still have your legend that can untap the area after she dies, and then you play a line called double tap. You attack twice with the same Irelia.
Yeah.
And so even if I Ride the Wind here, you might simply say, okay, I accept. You bounce off, you kill the Stellacrons, you are dragging 5 might out of the battlefield, and then you go here, you conquer, you untap your legend, and you gank here with the boots. And now suddenly I have way less might on the field, which is why, by the way, a good Irelia player would never Ride the Wind here.
Okay.
Because it's very bad against your GA. It's a bad play.
Okay. So I'm a bad one.
You thought, no, thinking about it is good because your opponent might miss it and might do it wrong.
Yeah.
But even if I have it, I wouldn't play it.
I attach first the boots.
Yeah, you have
As one.
plenty of ways to untap the area in your hand, obviously. So you always give the boots first. You raise your might.
I go over here.
Yes, you are 9. And I accept.
Okay, so
You conquer, you go to 7.
go to 7, I discard.
Yes. Everything that isn't a pump, a counter is useless. So equipments, units, everything is completely useless.
Okay, I will play Charm.
Yes.
I want your Irelia back in base.
That's a very good play from you, which I will have to decline.
I have to also pay deflect.
Oh, yes. We're still on the stack, obviously.
Okay, I let it resolve.
Okay.
So you use not so fast here.
Yep.
So I guess you won't have a defy. Because actually you should use the defy here, right?
I'll tell you later.
Okay.
That's a very good point. I'll tell you later.
Okay, so what I will do now is I play an alert.
Yes, on the area.
Yeah.
Activating your legend.
Yep.
You need to declare it before resolving anything else. There's another thing that because the stack right now is Vanguard answered by the green Irelia, answered by the legend. If you start giving points, you are resolving Irelia, you're not resolving the legend, and you cannot untap her anymore. So you should say it before.
Okay, so I play this and I use my legend to ready her.
Yeah. You pay another power.
Another power. Yep. So, and then I ready her first, right? Yes. Because it's resource.
She get the +1 and another +1 for the target.
As long.
And then you just resolve the things, and that's nobody will ever be annoying about it, but people have been annoying about me. I was targeting my area with the boots. I put the boots below her, and then they told me you cannot untap her. But I paid the rooms. Like, if you keep the boots, this didn't work.
Okay.
And I was like, okay, I will untap her somehow else. Annoying, but you're right.
So now I'm 10, 13.
Yes.
And I move over here.
Here, king here. At 13, I am at 7. Which is why I'll tap 1 and play Defiance, targeting my Irelia, your Irelia, and I activate my legend. So I suck 3 runes, considering the deflect. And these, if this resolves, she goes up to a +4 because she got untapped.
Yep.
And you take a -2. She got +4, you get a -2. So I am an 11 right now, while you are a 4, 8, 10, 11 as well.
11 on 11.
Yeah, focus Jaws. If we even here, you cannot untap your legend, so you cannot untap the thing. So unless you have Ride the Wind, you cannot go back to the battlefield. Focus is yours. If you pass focus to me, I can still play because I played something when focus was mine. So
CF4 open.
yep.
I try to rebuke and 1 for deflect.
Yes. You have 5 energy. You're rebuking my Irelia. So it has come down to that. It happens. Irelia goes back to my hand. And then when the rebukes resolve, the only thing that might happen on the field is I rebuke you.
And I have her not so fast.
And that's the reason why I kept the DeFi, because not so fast cannot not so fast you're not so fast. DeFi is best kept, and which is why I use the not so fast on the charm. And your area gets rebuked, and of course, I don't think you can do anything on your next turn.
She goes back.
Yes?
I go here. But I still have those 3 which go away.
Yes? And you need to use them, yeah?
Yeah.
And then I simply boots and gank. Which is why. Close! Very nice game!
Yeah, it was very interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had 2 defies. I had another charm which I overlooked.
I feel like you sucked 1 green rune too much, if I'm not wrong. You could have had another green rune because you cycle so much blanks rune on the deflects and the stuff.
Yeah.
This might have been a green one, so you could define my DeFi.
Yeah.
But then I had another DeFi in my hand. And so
Okay.
I still will come up on top, but there was this minor mistake that you could have improved. That's it. But this, as I said, as I told you before, this matchup is very complex. It is very, very hard. Irelia is very mechanical, and it's very skill intensive. The only thing that makes this matchup breaking into an easy stuff is when one of us gets the Stella Horn and the way to protect her, and the other one doesn't. Here we played a full potential Irelia mirror. You went first, I went second, but they had funded on surrender. We both went for the Stella. We both developed the Irelia in the best spot, and the Irelia never died until the last turn. So this was the state-of-art Irelia mirror for now.
Do you think it would have been better if I just don't play the rebuke and let resolve?
No, it was very good. If you let resolve, you can't win.
Okay.
Because you go back to base, you cannot untap because your legend is up.
But you can also not win the next turn.
Why? I have a turn. I can.
Yeah, you could.
You needed to solve the situation. No, the rebuke was right. The review was absolutely right.
Oh, but the Titana was including 211, right? Was it Irelia? Was it...
Yeah, of course. No, they were counted together. Yeah.
Okay, so the Titana would die.
Yeah, of course, in the case, yeah. But my Irelia would survive because she had a guardian angel.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, of now, if you ask to do the revive, yeah, of course. If you let it solve, yeah, I win with the Irelia, rotator,
Yeah.
etc. Let's move on. It's a best of 3.
Yeah.
I need to side in.
So you have your standard way of side decking, right?
I will show to camera what I'm siding in and what I'm siding out. I do nasty stuff. They're all explained in my guide, but I have studied a lot for Lille about the siding, and I'm gonna show people, and then I'm going to tell you later on. I actually told you before what I do sometimes in the in the sidings, so this is what I cut, and this is what I put in the mashup.
So
You will cover it. Let's go.
Aspirant's Climb. Yeah, okay, that's interesting because I don't like to play 9 points. But I also see a lot Arena players playing Arena's Greatest.
It's the different tech. It's when you're playing the full aggro tech of Irelia, and when you see Aspirant Climb, there's one tell you have 100% is that your opponent is playing Main Splitter and he's playing Find Your Center and he's going for the value game. And that's the thing we were talking about before. Irelia Mirror is a matter of attrition, tempo, and just a bit of value. You end up losing in value when you cannot finish the game, and Aspirant Climb does exactly that. The thing is that most Irelias tended to side in the things that win the value game, like the Main Splitter. I play them in the main deck already because I tag the deck around it, which is why my deck is this good when going second compared to others, which helped me a lot since I lost every single die in die roll in Lille. But Aspirant Climb calls for a different area attack. People playing Arena's Greatest are going with much more units. They play the sneaky deckhand like you do. So I would have expected potentially an Arena's Greatest this game because it's the game you're going first. Since you're not showing it, I expect you don't have it because you're not going to give it to me the turn. The game I go first if it happens. So this makes sense. And as Aspirant Climb has been the most popular Irelia tech in Lille, but it's not the one that pushed the further, actually. The ones reaching the top 8 were like 2 out of 3 had no Aspirant, if I'm not wrong.
Okay.
It should be something like that. I don't remember exactly now. Okay.
I assume you're going first?
Me going first?
Yeah. Yeah.
Before picking Kazi up in your hand, first of all, and second of all, no.
No,
You will never say that.
Okay.
No.
In my head was like you decide.
No, you are deciding.
But I lost, yeah.
At the end, you lost, yeah?
Yeah.
So you're deciding, you're the one going first?
Let's assume I said I'm going first.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
You always... I got against an Irelia that when he saw... He was a guy. Because I played 2 girls and 3 guys. It was one of the guys. When he saw Aspirant Climb, he told me, you go first. I was like, no, that is terrible. Because even if I eventually side out my 2 drops, so I will end up passing on turn 1, you're just giving me 2 more runes. I pass. You start with 3. I'm starting with 4, basically. Because so there was a big mistake out of him.
I see.
Very major mistake.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I want to keep my hand.
Again, I moved 2. Again, my hand is terrible right now. Now it's better. You go.
Good luck.
Good luck.
And I pass to you.
You pass to me. You kept and okay, now this is odd. You should keep the Stella Kern, but mulligan everything else to find that to drop. I am the best player alive. I didn't have it email. Results?
Yeah, it resolves.
I'm the best Irelia player existing. Find your center. I pass.
Okay.
I felt like I have drawn a lot of find your centers on first turn in Lille. That's the thing. I lost every single die roll, but find your center paid off absurdly in my Lille. I am not saying like every single match I started with a find your center, but roughly I didn't keep track of it. I kept track of dices, of course, but find your center has been the best card in my deck in Lille, 100%.
I will tap 3.
Yeah.
And I will go.
No, for the sneak, okay, makes sense. Which is just like not having missed the first drop, basically. So it makes sense.
Yeah.
You make a point. I go. I draw. I top 5, I develop already, I pass.
Okay. I'm going to 2.
Yep.
I think a Guardian.
Yes.
And I move back.
Yes.
And pass to you.
Okay. I untap everything. Here you get triggers. I channel 2. Why do you didn't develop already?
So I'm afraid of charm.
But you still have 1 open rune.
Yeah, but maybe I don't have the
But I don't know this.
I could have bluffed it, yeah.
You could have played area. I mean,
but I would have, if I would have maybe a chance to be okay with
the thing I've seen.
letting her die.
The thing I've seen. The thing is, I have seen very few cards. The chances I have both Charm and DeFi in such low amount of cards is pretty low. By delaying the area, you are losing a lot of tempo, actually. It still makes sense because the game is long. If you don't end the DeFi, you do not want to gamble it. You saw me going straight up with the area with 1 rune open. I am telling you, I have the DeFi. So even if you have the DeFi, I might still go Charm DeFi on your DeFi, which means you lose the game. That's the only reason I wouldn't develop the area in that spot, which makes sense, but you should do it consciously. Afraid of the charm is not enough when I'm coaching you. You need to go deeper. And the fact that I play the area, kept 1 open runes is telling you I have it. Because I'm the one opening the dances here. Anyway, Irelian taps, gets the trigger, channel, draw, go here.
Yes.
Conquer, go to 1, tap 1, draw card. Okay. And also point to top 2 and play as Zonia, and I'm gonna pass.
Okay. So first I will try to go here.
Perfect. Exactly.
Go to straight.
You do?
And now I play my area.
Yes.
I will just attach.
Okay.
Not rallying her.
Yeah.
And I pass to you.
Which is a good play, because I have many open runes, you're making me wasting them. That's very good. And tap everything. I channel 1.
I didn't think about that, but thank you.
every time your opponent keeps open runes, you give him value when you challenge him. So if you don't, he's losing momentum. I channeled, I draw. I channeled.
2, 4, 6,
I pawn.
7.
I didn't. I didn't because I did tap 5, kept 1 open rune, and then +2 again. So now I channeled. I already went to 2, I triggered. I can tap 3, play find your center. It resolves, I draw a card, I channel 1.
So now you just checked how many runes you have
Yes,
in your pile. Because
if I channel 1 and then when I start my turn I channel only 1, I'm wasting power.
okay.
That's the thing. You always want to use it thoroughly. The reason why I did it is because I can do that. I go back, I play Discipline on my Irelia, I suck 1, 2. I suck 1 from Tapper with my Legend. This resolves, I guess.
Yes.
She goes out to a +5, and I draw a card for the Discipline. I swing with 5 into 2.
Okay. I will try to ride the winds
Where?
to that battlefield.
It resolves. This is a very aggressive play that puts you up in the run of points. It makes sense. It would be a bit better if this play sets you on the odd points because we are playing on a strong climb. But it's still reasonable since you are saving your unit. We resolve the thing here.
Yep.
I conquer. I go there. We are resolving here, and I am playing my Ride the Wind now. And target area in this battlefield.
Yes. Okay.
So I go back there, I contest you, I win, I go back to base and I pass.
Okay.
3-3.
I will get my trigger now.
This game is already pretty ugly for you, unfortunately. I generated sort of more value, but you can now go to Sunken Temple, draw a card, and play from there.
Yeah. So you know it's 3. I'm
Yeah,
at
but it's
3. Oh, I go to 4.
If you manage to go to 5 in a not even cheap, but convenient way, it would be great. Is this camera working? I don't see lights.
I was about to forget.
What's happening in this corner?
If I know that.
Ah, it's okay.
Storage is full. Okay. Yes, the storage is full.
No, it's okay. I mean, the voiceover is enough. That's not a problem.
Exactly. This storage shouldn't be full. No, it's fine now. Okay, so if I can go in and out and everything.
In a not even cheap way, let's say in a convenient way for you. So if you have boots and you can score twice, it would be very good. If you can come here, draw Ride the Wind here and go back, you go up to 5, you're reaching you're getting closer to victory, you stay on the odd points, your area is safe in base, so you're not wasting the Guardian Angel on the next turn. Those are all very good turns. The worst turn you could make, but I will still make it because you risk to go way down below in tempo and everything, is go here and draw. You always do that because you need to make something happen in this game, because otherwise you risk I choke you with value.
Okay.
Because I am playing the Find Your Centers, I have enough rooms. If our Mind Splitter hits you now, it is terrible for you.
Yeah.
If my next turn is Mind Splitter, it's terrible. I do nothing.
I will. Okay. Good. Then I get the point, and
Yes.
I will use the second tempo.
Yes.
Okay. And I will play Ride the Wind.
That's perfect. I think on the Ride the Wind, because I might defy this one. Actually. Yeah, we are in a spot that... God damn it, I kind of like this defy.
So would you try, if I wouldn't have an answer for it, would you just say, okay, it dissolves? Or would you try to...
It's very good moving back in this spot, in this specific spot. So I will probably defy this defy. I don't know your end, but the thing is, if you defy this one, you go back. If you don't, we're gonna fight here. And I have the upper end, because I'm gonna tap, I'm gonna b5, and I am the one attacking, obviously. Depends on your end. If your end is like double discipline, and you can stand your ground very strongly in this battlefield, you might be onto something, in a sense. But otherwise, I would be very happy to ride the wind, go back, score the 5th point, and see another day.
In this point, I don't have it.
But you don't have it. Okay. That was worth exploring.
Yeah, that's true. But I have the boots.
Okay. Those are very good.
And I will attach, and I will use my legend.
Yes. Here you need to decide if you are pushing for victory or if you're going back. I feel it is better for you to push,
Okay.
because that's the only advantage you are keeping, somehow. So you want to get as close as possible to victory right now. You are giving up your Guardian Angel on next turn. If I have a charm, you should have an answer to charm. You don't have it in your hand because you told me, basically. You can still bluff it by keeping your rooms open.
But I think I might still...
You might just go back. That's the chance.
Yeah, I
You
think I will just go back.
You can play the value game by just going back and be the one threatening my Irelia on the next turn. Your problem is, if I have a Ride the Wind, if you have boots, I do the same thing. I overcome your amount of points. I go in the upper line of the points, and I'm the one getting closer to victory. And you are the one answering me. I still have a zone developed.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. I am inverting the race. That's the term used generally with this turn. But and sucks sometimes happens. Yeah, that's the best way.
Yeah.
And tap everything. Point. Action 2. I draw a card. I go here.
Yes.
I get the 4 point. I draw. And he has arrived. I tap 7. I suck 2. Show me your hand.
Would you play a not... no, not so fast. Doesn't work here.
No, it doesn't work. I'm not targeting anything. I'm targeting you. Your hand is pretty good, actually. You have 2 not so fast. Okay. Discipline gives you a lot of value. I will remove the discipline from you.
Okay.
It makes sense. And
would you, in a tournament, would you now write down my hand?
yeah, I do. I will always. Okay. You have few cards, so I trust my memory, but in a tournament I would always draw it down.
Okay.
I pass.
Okay.
And I have no interest in untapping these, pushing forward for point, because now I'm winning the value game. I'm winning it so hard, and that's how I want to win the match. I want to let you finish off your resources. I will attack you. I will take down your guardian angel, etc.
I understand.
That's how I won most of my mirrors, actually. 3 of them ended up to 0, in fact.
I will go as prince.
Yep, makes sense. So you do nothing here.
Go to 5.
Yep.
You're at 4. You're at 4.
Yep.
Okay, the other one.
Very good.
Touch it and use the legend.
Perfect.
So, +3.
You are at 10 right now.
Mm-hmm. I move over.
I do nothing.
Oh, okay. I didn't expect that. I know you have the Zanyas, but I thought maybe you would well use that.
I don't like to duel you here, because if you were lucky and you drew charm, I still want my open runes to deny the charm, because if I lose Irelia here, I definitely lose the value game. We were talking about you score?
I score and use the Sunken Temple.
Yes.
And I still can
Untap the legend and
untap.
conquer. Actually, they changed the rulings, and when in the moment you draw from these, you can no longer,
Oh,
because the exact ruling they changed. I realized that the day before Lille, because I studied in rulings, but then a friend of mine was like, I know what you're doing, SouL. Irelia doesn't work like that anymore. It was like they changed Irelia. When? Why did nobody tell me?
Yeah.
Because they changed the you may effect. The fact that you may now is different in Riftbound. Whenever a you may effect occurs, might trigger because you may, you need to pay before. So you conquer, you pay for this, you pay for that, and then line up the triggers however you want. But if you don't pay for it and resolve one, it missed the spot of getting into the chain.
Okay, because it also gives you new information, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
You could do that before.
Yeah.
You could do that because these triggers, this goes on the chain. Before it was everything triggers, they go on chain, and then you may pay. Now it is you may pay if you want to make it on the chain. If you don't pay, this doesn't not trigger, which is why. Anyway, you can make it now, and that's not a problem. But that's the thing.
Okay.
I understood that they explained to me the day before Lille, literally, and I was like, "Fuck me! Tomorrow I am going to get so many warnings." I got 0. I'm grateful.
But actually, do I need to do that? Right now it's 4 + 4, so it's too big for your Mind Splitter and for Irelia. You have to do something. I keep her there.
Okay.
I will just pass.
Okay, on top of your legend, you can use her as a combat trick
Oh yeah.
in my turn. Makes sense. Tap everything. I channel 2. I draw a card. Triggers. You are a 8. Mind Splitter goes there.
Yes.
You're 5. I would like to tap 2 and play. I got weight like this. I don't like it. I attack in action. I'm going to play Discipline and activate my legend, untapping Irelia. And if everything resolves, she gets +5. I draw a card for Discipline.
Yes.
And I'm a 9 against your 8.
So in that case, would you think it's better to fight it or just get rid of one GA?
It actually depends. You are at 6, so you are not in lethal range.
Mm-hmm.
I am going to 6 as well. I am most likely bringing my Irelia back to base.
Yeah.
So at best, you might capture the Mind Splitter on your next turn, which is still a good play. I would probably at least play the Discipline I know you have in your hand, because it is at least asking for one more card from my hand. If that card is another Discipline, we are even, but I just played one. If that card is a Defiant Lens, you're gaining the advantage of the Deflect and gaining the Defiant Lens in a spot which isn't the winning spot. So the Discipline is like your bread and butter play. It is designed for these situations. So
Okay.
I feel that you always play a Discipline if you have it here.
Okay, then I play the Discipline.
Okay. And I say... no. I don't repeat it.
Okay.
But you still targeted Irelia.
Sorry.
So we got both to 9, exactly. You shouldn't forget that. I do it anyway because I don't want you to draw, obviously, but you're still asking me for one more card, which is Vanguard.
Okay.
So I go up to Infinite, I conquer, I go to 6, I tap and draw, I go back to base, I tap 1, I play... Find your center, you're at 6, I play it only 1, I draw a card, Channel Rune, and... oof, this game is hard. They just pass.
Okay. Like it's a trigger.
Yep.
So when you are deck building for Irelia, how difficult is it to find a spot like find your center?
That depends. When you build this specific tech, find your center is out included, because I'm going for the value game on game 2 with Aspirant Climb. You end up siding it out against any, for example, it's super aggressive decks. But it is an out include, it's a card that pays... in this game, having one more runes for the subsequent turns pays a huge dividend, which is the same dividend that's down paid when you recycle. So it's the same importance the Find Your Center has, is to keep one power and don't waste it. So it's very important. It's tough to make this build. This build is very tight in my opinion. I had to cut some stuff. I only play 2 charms. I only play 2 not so fast. I had to come down to how do you say that in English? Compromises.
Yeah.
I needed, because I wanted to play this deck, and there are cards you cannot drop. Defense is a 3 off, Defy is a 3 off, Discipline is a 3 off, Vanguard is a 3 off.
Yeah.
So very, very little spots. In fact, there are international players I follow that tried at something similar to my deck that ended up cutting charm.
Oh, okay.
A guy won a skirmish, he went undefeated and also made a video about it. His name is Sekminox, and he cut the charm. He played 1 inside deck, or even just, or even 0 at all. And he was like, charm is the only card I might cut from my deck, etc. And I was like, oh my god, the card is absurd. How can you cut it? He actually did.
Yeah, that's great.
You go.
I go to the Sunken Temple.
I do nothing.
Okay, so first I get the points.
Yes.
We go to 7.
Yes.
And I use
Draw a card.
Okay. Oh, not the card I want. Then I will play another GA.
Okay. Can I borrow 1? Mine don't seem to...
It's my 3rd one already.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, right.
And then I will attach it and trigger.
Yes.
Get plus. Sorry?
Yes. It's untapped. She moves.
I move over here.
You are a 7, 10, 11. 11.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to play Defiance. I tap 1, I sack a couple runes.
Mm-hmm.
Because of the deflect, we would end up drawing.
But I will play not so fast.
It resolves. So my dragon is dead.
I go to...
You conquer, you go to 8.
I go to 8?
Yep.
I pass to you.
Everything, Irelia triggers. I channel. I draw a card. You are a 9 right now. And a 5.
4, 8. I'm 8.
You have 3 White Ninjas? No, 2. Just 2.
One is already in it.
Oh, you lost 1. Okay, makes sense. You're 8. Okay, then it's better. Let's agree, yeah?
Yep.
I conquer. I pay to draw. I go to 7. I pay to draw 1. Enter 3. I play boots. I start boots. I target Irelia. I untap her. She got targeted. She got untapped. She's a 9. I swing for 9 onto your battlefield, which is a 8.
I will tap 2 and try to stun your area.
It happens, but I rebuke her.
Yeah, that's sad.
And you didn't pay deflect.
Yeah.
I'm also going to do that. And the Tonk is a nice deck, by the way. It's a card I couldn't squeeze in the deck. There are a couple cards I wanted, but I couldn't really squeeze them in. And one was Tonk, one was Gust.
Okay.
I couldn't really squeeze them in the deck.
Yeah, I just the Fight of Light I took out when it got banned.
Yeah.
And then I just put the fog in it.
It's a nice one-off, actually. And I untap myself in the turn. I can use this floating rune to untap my legend. And just pass.
Okay. Here's 3 open. So you know I have the Irelia, so I could play the Irelia, attach everything, and just have a one shot. But you calculated that already, so you probably have an answer to that.
Yep.
So my only chance is to play something different, get to high might, and
I don't know if there's anything better than Irelia in this spot. Mostly because I'm winning for old. I don't even have to double conquering. I have boots, so double conquering is easy. But I feel that from this spot, you always play the Irelia and run the Irelia down, but you lose to Defiant Dance, to many things, actually. And the thing is that I played the game in a way you were locked from start, because I saw very early 2 rebukes. And I knew you had the not so fast, but you were going down on runes. So I was like, I want to lock him down and bring him to a situation where he cannot play the not so fast. If you didn't wonk me, I was fine. You would then end up in this turn, going back with these exact runes. You had the Arelia, and then I would go rebuke, rebuke, defy, defy. I was almost, oh, you're not so fast. So I was like 100% sure you couldn't take this game on.
Yeah, I was thinking about playing the Pro for the 2. Yeah, it touch everything. So there's a 4, would be a 6.
Yeah. I know, serious as well.
Would be a 6 on 6, yes. But you don't have a GA.
No, I don't.
So, and then I would have tried to get here in.
Yes.
Yeah, so I would have still, yeah, I would have 3.
3 runes, yeah.
Yeah. And then see what you would play. You would probably rebuke or...
Actually, you need to attach all those things, so you would have sucked many runes.
Yeah, there's this...
You would be like this.
3.
Yeah, this is in the trash.
Yeah.
These are my end. You're going 6 on 6. And, well, yeah, I would just... I mean, you have a bit runes, so before doing everything, I would surely... No. Why playing on God? I would, once again, simply go rebuke and then defy you're not so fast.
Yeah,
It's just
like a hard bargain.
Yeah, it would be mean the same to me.
Yeah.
I was almost sure you couldn't get out of it. The moment I saw the second rebuke and 1 defy, I was like, okay, we will never have enough runes to answer this. And this is the play pattern that won me the Mirrors in Lille. Because this is the value game I was talking about. Generally, you don't play in the mirror, but I found it very effective, starting from the Sequinox video, actually. And I was like, he's winning. He won like 3 mirrors in the skirmish. He went undefeated. I was like, he's winning mirror with this deck. I used to play this deck because I like playing control decks, and I lost every single mirror. I was like, what am I doing wrong? So I listened to him. I was like, okay, he has some cool ideas. I want to make my build. And then this tech came out, which has been like the strongest area ever. And it is possible because Draven is no longer racing you hard. Draven is more playing a value game even into Irelia. They are playing first. They are not even siding it out most of the times against Irelia, which is why I run 3 rebukes against Draven, just as I do against Irelia. This is the combination that made me say, okay, I go play full value, I play game 1 with Zone Warrants, I filter card I don't want. The game I go second, I have Aspirant Climb, so we are on a longer game. I'm almost guaranteed that if I develop a Mind Splitter, it's not a disaster. I won't be 5-0, or I might be, but at least we win at 9. So I'm confident I have a couple of turns to recover. And then the game I go first, I play Sunken Temple, which is just too strong in Irelia. It's the only strong battlefield remaining for Irelia. Zone Warriors and Aspirant Climb are not that good in Irelia. They fit this stack. That was my idea, basically. And I have found a lot of success. I only lost to that one guy that kicked me out of the top 64, who was playing a non-aspirant deck. So something more similar to your list. And he was a very good player because, I mean, we are X2 on day 2 of the regional, but he sort of rolled me. He got Stellacorn on turn 2, 3 games in a row. And that obviously I never played Stellacorn in that mirror. And I also had to gamble on game 1, and he had the double charm. It happens, of course, it's a gamble for a reason, but I felt like if I don't develop area here, I always lose. So this is how I ended up losing game 1. Game 2 was very tough. We found the early Stellacorn, I ended up winning. And then game 3, once again, going first, because he obviously won the die roll. So he went first, second, first. He plays Stellacorn on turn 2, I have no way to resolve it. On turn 3, he plays also a GA, so he goes in, goes out with the Stellacorn with the GA, and I'm like, okay, I am losing the value game, the race, and everything else. And in fact, it was very one-sided. That is like the match that tilted me the most. My opponent was a very good player, but I felt like the odds were entirely on his side. And it was like the only time I felt very eye-rolled by my opponent by any chance. It was unlucky. It was the very last game that would have bring them in, but you know, it happens. So we are playing cards for a reason.
Yeah.
That's my feeling.
Ah, you play really good.
Thank you. Thank you so much. You now have me on camera. You can listen to. I deciding I wanted to show you, right? I actually, when I go second, side out every single trap. Because I'm not racing you. I want to outvalue you. My deck has only strong cards. It also has Vex, but I didn't end up drawing it. Yeah. Okay. Well, also play that.
I take out.
That's the siding I've made.
That's what I took out.
Flash is okay. I keep Charm in the mirror. I like playing Charm in the mirror, actually.
Yeah, I was like, I will never charm you.
Okay, because I play respectfully, you mean?
Yeah.
But still, Charm pays off a lot in the mirror. I see what you mean. It's very hard to take off guard a good Irelia player, but still, at the end of the day, Charm is very good. It's in your hand. It opens possibility. If your opponent is a situation where he has to gamble that you don't have a Charm, you just Charm it. It's way too strong, in my opinion. In fact, one of the cards that tilted me the most to list was just to Charm. I love having 3 Charms in my list, at least 1 in my side,
Yeah.
if not 3 in main. And I ended up going for the 2 because I had to make compromises, as I said, because I want to play so much different. I played the Rexes, I played the Final Center, I played the Mind Splitter, I played the 2 drops, I played the GAs, the Zoners. This deck feels like I play everything, which is why I called it the Omni Irelia.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of charm. I got 3 times charmed in 1 turn from Jack's player.
Yeah?
So 2 GAs just gone, and my Irelia too. Really, charm is a nightmare for me.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why I'm not playing so much.
It's like an eye rollish card, but it's also, to me, it reaches the level of consistency of a card you want to main deck. Not every single Irelia player thinks that, by the way. This is a feeling. It's not state of art, let's say, but I feel it's very, very strong card, and it wins certain matchups like Draven. Draven gets annihilated by the charm. When you go on the Ferrus, you kill the Ferrus, he creates the things, and then you charm one of the things, or other more might points he has on board, he cannot recover from well-placed charm. If you kill a Darius, it's absurd value, of course. And this is it.